The Deadwoods by Christian Francis. I'd like to thank Christian Francis for sending this out to me. This is his first book to not be published by Encyclopocalypse in a while. This is done by Echo Publishing, which I do believe is his company. So, congrats to him. But anyway, The Deadwoods is his first YA novel. It's about a group of friends that are investigating a disappearance of another child they went to school with. He disappeared in the woods. One of their friends, Pip, he goes missing too. So they're trying to figure out what happened to him and what's going on with these dead woods. So you got Pip, of course. You got Emmy, whose mom has died recently. She and her dad aren't really speaking to one another. You got James, Finley. James and Finley are pretty close. James saved Finley from some bullying. You got Hamish, who ends up... A bunch of things happen to Hamish that are really weird, and I'm going to save that for you to figure out. A lot of things happen to everyone that's weird, but, Hamish is probably one of my favorites. I liked him. I liked him and Emmy. I liked all of them. But I think I liked Hamish and Emmy the most. It feels a lot like a twisted version of, the Monster Squad or the Goonies. The kids, they come up with some ideas that are only a child would really come up with. And I say the children, they're, in middle school. So, if that makes sense. They're middle schoolers. They're all in 8th grade except for Emmy, who's in 7th. So... That's the age range. And I want to point something out, and this was what impressed me the most. This is very violent for a YA book. It does not really hold back its punches. It's not the most graphic, of course, that Christian Francis has gone. It's no Incubus the Descent. But, with that being said, it really shows that you can do a lot with the YA moniker. For instance... I don't know, a lot of times, especially with Disney nowadays, my fiance and I were watching Encanto, which I think is a horrible movie. Absolutely horrible. It's like a sing-along. It's a flippin' nightmare. And then we watched Snow White. And Encanto feels like a movie for 3-year-olds. It just does. It's every 5 minutes we gotta sing, and the singing is just so bland, and it's so childish, and it's so bad. Words cannot describe how bad it is. And I know the We Don't Talk About Bruno song is a big deal on TikTok last year. It's fine. It's probably the best song in the movie, but the rest of it kind of sucks. And then if you watch Snow White's nightmare fuel in comparison. I mean, when Snow White's running through the woods, the evil witch, the evil queen turns into a scary witch. It's nightmare fuel. This is more... Deadwoods is more like Snow White. It understands that kids can take that stuff. You don't have to baby them. They can handle scary things in small, obviously, don't do, Stephen King's It and throw it with pervy nastiness, but, you can have some graphic things in there at times. You can do certain things. It's like the PG-13, you can have the Temple of Doom rip the heart out scene, you know? This review's going all over the place, but what I want to get at is that this book really pushes what you can do with with a young adult book. As a 28-year-old guy that just reads constantly and has to review stuff on a regular basis, I like when something is special and, stands out from the rest. And to me, The Deadwoods, like with Everyday Monsters and Incubus Descent, it really is different. It's its own thing. Honestly, it felt like an Animus Chronicles book. I know that it's not, or it may eventually be. At this point, it's not. But it feels like that. It feels like a smaller story in like a bigger saga, like all the Animus stories have been so far. I think that he'll probably do his own thing. In fact, there is a sequel tease at the end of this, and I look forward to it. Hopefully, it's soon. Also, Christian, we need another Animus book. So anyway, what do I give this? I give this a solid 4 out of 5. It's well worth your time. I think that not only teens, like the YA crowd, will get something out of this, I think adults will also get something out of this. I've read so much crap that has the YA moniker on it in the last, 8 years that this is finally something nice. This isn't Hunger Games, Or Hunger Games, hints at, being violent and stuff. And, it has its violent moments, but overall it's just angst. There's no angst in this. I was so thankful, that there was, little to no angsty behavior going on. So, anyway, have a good one.